Hi guys, so here is a perfect example of how the right-wing media, the Daily Mail, the Express, the Sun, pour poison into people's ears and convince them to vote against their own interests. And this is literally against their own interests. Now, this is a video that was taken in Hartlepool. There's an interview with the BBC where they interviewed two men who used to vote for Labour and now they have voted for the Conservatives. Hartlepool was held by Labour since 1974. And these two men decided, we've had enough of Labour, we're going to vote for the Conservatives. And they highlight two issues. Well, let's hear what they had to say, and then I'll come back to the two issues.
Malcolm, you're a traditional Labour voter. How do you reflect on this by-election and how you decided to vote in the end?
Well, I suppose it's like for Hartlepool and the likes of Labour, it stems back to your granddad, your dad, and it's passed on to you. You vote Labour because we're working class, etc., etc. And now we're getting to a stage where you can sort of think for yourself. We've had enough of Labour. They've just wrecked it. Everything.
Wrecked it?
Wrecked it. Totally. The hospital.
So he raises here the hospital. Now, the Hartlepool Hospital, the accident and emergency in the Hartlepool Hospital, was actually closed in 2011. Now, who was in power in 2011? The Tories. But he turned around and voted for the Tories.
We haven't even got a cell where we can lock someone up on a night.
So we haven't got a cell to lock people up for the night. The magistrates in Hartlepool was closed in 2017. Who was in power in 2017? The Tories. But he turned around and voted for the Tories.
We haven't got a court where we can take them to court. Here.
Look at the interviewer here from the BBC. He understands that the government, the party in power have been the Tories since 2010. And he's not actually interrupting the man and saying, but you do understand that it was the Tories that were in charge, not the Labour MP, not the Labour Party. This man is criticising the Labour Party for Tory policies. And he's not being corrected by the media. This is a disgrace. Like I've said at the beginning of this video, how the right-wing media pour poison into the ears of the public and convince them to vote against their own interests. And you have here the BBC not correcting the record, not actually saying, I'm sorry, sir, you do understand that it was the Conservatives that have been in power since 2010, not the Labour Party. You voted out a Labour MP and replaced them with a Conservative MP. The Conservatives have been in charge here. The Conservatives are the ones who closed your hospital, A&E, and they closed the magistrates. You can't turn around and say, well, the problems I'm having, I'm going to blame them on someone else. This is insane. But this is not shocking, because this is how the media work. This is how the Tories have convinced people. The Tories have burnt down people's homes and have blamed it on the Labour Party, and their friends in the media have convinced them that it's the Labour Party that burnt down their homes, and they turn around and vote again for the people who burnt down their homes.
What's that all about?
We're a big town, aren't we?
Yeah, you know, you've got to have these police. All the police have gone.
The hospital one's a one for us because we had the option to give birth to our second son in Hartlepool, but we decided against it because there's no doctors and no theatres, and sort of if there was anything went wrong, God forbid, we'd have had to go to North Tees.
Like, I can sort of understand the older people, the older generation. The older generation just get their most of their information from the tabloid newspapers, perhaps. But the younger generation are more tech savvy. The younger generation are able to access better information. And this younger man is parroting the same line as this older man. I don't know if it's his father or whoever. Once again, it's the Conservatives that have taken away the hospital A&E. It's the Conservatives that have taken away the possibility to lock people up for the night. And these two men have turned around and voted for the Conservatives. And the most annoying part of all of this is how the BBC did not intervene here and correct the record and say, I'm sorry, sir, don't you understand it was the Conservatives that were in power from 2010 until now? How do these people expect things to get better by voting for the people who took those things away? They see their city, their constituency going down the toilet by the people who are in charge, and they're giving more power to the people in charge. I don't know how to respond to this. I don't know how to fix this. Because if it's an older generation thing, you could sort of understand it. We say, look, there's nothing we can do about that. But the younger generation are being poisoned as well and being convinced that, yes, Boris has my interests at heart. Even though his party have thrown us under a bus, well, we'll vote for him again because maybe he will pull us out from under the bus. Really, I don't know what else to say. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee. So why not check it out?